Good evening, folks. The next thing I want to show you today is it's a board game called Legendary, a James Bond deck building game. And I'm going to show you, first of all, how to set it up in solo. And then I'm going to demonstrate some play. The first thing you do when you play solo is you're going to grab 8 James Bond starter cards. You're going to grab 4 00 starter cards. And you're going to grab a special starter card. And this is the deck I'm going to be using when I start the game. The next thing you're going to do, you're going to have a hero deck. Now, your hero deck is going to consist of 5 piles. This one we have allies from Q Branch. This are vehicles. This one here is Andrea Anders. This is James Bond, the man with the golden gun. And finally, the 5th deck is Mary Goodnight. Now, when you play solo, and that's what I'm going to demonstrate, you only use 4 of the 5 decks. So I think I am going to take allies out of the game for today. And I'm going to take these 4 and I'm going to combine them into a deck. So I put all 4 together, and this will be my hero deck. And I'm going to be drawing them and recruiting them during the game. The next thing you're going to do, so I'll put my hero deck here, is when you play solo, you're going to play against 3 henchmen. You're going to have villains. Now, the main difference for me between villains and henchmen is it actually says henchmen on the cards. So villains are red, henchmen are red, but it says henchmen in red. And lastly, you have a mission deck that you're going to have to complete. Now, you also have Master Strikes and Scheme Twists. And what you do for the villain deck is you first of all have to set it up into an A deck, a B deck, and a C deck. You'll notice at the bottom of the cards, it'll tell you A, B, or C. So I'm going to set up 3 different cards, A, B, C. Also, I'm going to do that with the villain deck. So that is going to be B, C, C. This is going to be a B. This card is a B. This is a C. This is going to go in A deck and A deck. You put 1 Master Strike in A deck, 2 Master Strikes in B, and 2 in C. 1 Scheme Twist in A, and I'll explain these later. 2 in B, 2 in C. And again, with the these decks, you also put it into, this would go deck A. This is deck C. Deck C. This is the mission deck. Deck C, deck A. Now, this is the inedible one, so that is the very last card in my villain deck. I'll put that down. And I have B and B. So I take cards from deck C, I shuffle, and I am going to put them down. B goes on top of it, so you probably notice that they'll get progressively more difficult to defeat as we go on. And A deck, I'm going to shuffle. So in this game today, I am going to be James Bond, and I'm going against Francisco Scaramanga. And his scheme for today is this: duel to the death. So whenever a scheme twist comes up, I am going to take a wound and put it into my deck. And this is the wound deck. So that is how you start out. What I do is I take my hero deck and I can buy and recruit these players. So I'm going to put 1 down for each in Q Branch. And I put this here, and I'm going to take 6 cards. So I shuffle my deck that I have. Alexa, stop the timer. My supper is ready, so I'll just get this started, and I'll show you how to play. And I'm going to take 6 cards, and with my 6 cards, they have values on them. Some have a little white star in the bottom. That is what I'm going to use to recruit with. So I have 6, they'll have white stars. I guess it didn't shuffle very well. And you'll also notice they have little red scratches. So that is how you're going to fight the villains. So the red scratches are going to fight the villains. And I'm going to use the stars to buy these people down at the bottom. And to buy them, this would cost 3 stars. And if I buy them, then when the next time I use them, it will go in my discard pile, and I can use his fight power to fight the villains. So the first thing you do is you take the top card of the villain deck, you turn it over, and this one is a scheme twist. For a scheme twist, you read the scheme. Each Bond villain has a scheme. And as I said, starting with you and counting counterclockwise, each player gains a wound. So I'm going to gain a wound, and that is going to go into my discard pile. I don't have room to show here. I'll put my discard pile maybe right here. And my deck is going to be right here. And to play the first round, I'm simply going to put the scheme twist away. And I have 6 stars. I put that into my discard pile, and I could buy any one of these 6 people if I have enough money. And I think I'm going to take these 2. So I have 6 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to cost 3. That is going to cost 3. So I'm going to buy both of these things. And the nice thing with this is you notice it has a little green symbol in the top. So I get to use that if I have 2 cards. So that would be my extra bonus. If I didn't have 2 of these cards in my hand, I cannot use this extra bonus, which says, you may fight a henchman for free. If there are none, draw a card instead. So I buy these. They go into my discard pile, and we're going to get 6 more cards. So I'll redraw in my Q branch. I can buy these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll use this to fight next time. And my new villain coming out is this one. So follow the bullet shipment to dual death. This has 1 plus scratch for each space between it and the villain deck. So lucky for me, there's no space between this and the villain deck. So to defeat it, I need a 4. If it was to be placed here, it'd be 4, 5, and 6. So I need 6 of these red scratches. That's what my daughter calls them anyway, to defeat Bond. So if I take a look at my hand, I have 4 power to fight with and 2 purchase power for stars. So if I look at the purchase power for stars, the only thing I can buy is this. So I'll put that in my deck, and I have 4. So I will defeat this particular mission. So this goes into my, I would get the point for it. So it would be 1 point. This goes into my deck for defeating villains. These go in my discard pile. I'm just going to stop the video there, and I'll continue later. I'm back, guys. I'll just continue with the game just to get an idea of how the game plays. The way you win the game is if you can defeat Scaramanga. So I would need 7 of these to kill him, and I need to do it 4 times. So if I get 7 out of my hand, and you can see I've been building up my discard pile, so I'm getting more of these red attack numbers. And if I can get 7, I get to pull one of these cards, and it will tell me the result of the fight. And I have to do it 4 times. And if I do it 4 times, I will defeat him. Now, if he gets his danger level up to 5, then he will win. And the way his danger level goes up to 5 is that if these cards, I'll keep turning these over, and if I don't kill them, they'll move along. I won't turn this over, but say the second turn and the third turn and the 4th turn, if I don't kill them over, they eventually leave if I can't get enough. Whatever the yellow number is, that is what your danger level is going to go up to. So if it ever gets up to 5, then I would be dead. So I'll just continue. I'll play a couple more hands just so that you have an idea how this game actually works. So I've got one, and now I have to go to my my discard pile. I'm going to reshuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to shove this over. I didn't kill him last time. I'm going to refill my Q branch. Maybe I'll put them up so you can see the cards a little better on the site. And I turn the next one over. So the next one is I'm fighting the henchman. And when you draw a new hand at the end of the turn, draw an extra card. So if I fight him and defeat him, because I have 3, I can get rid of it. So now I have 2 that I'm trying to deal with. And here is my hand. So I have 2 stars and 2 kills. I have a star and a star. And so a wound has come up. So I can just put that in my discard pile. That's not going to help me at all this turn. So you can see wounds are going to clog up my deck. And he's going to keep applying wounds so that I can't defeat anybody. So right now I have 4 stars to recruit and 3 to do damage. If I had a second one, I could fight a henchman for free, but you can see I don't have a second green card, so I cannot activate that symbol. So I can't fight any of these guys for free. So basically these 3 are too short. Oh, this is actually 2 and 1, 3. I can defeat him. So I will defeat the henchman. When you draw a new hand at the end of the turn, draw an extra card. So I am going to defeat him. He goes into my pile for points. And I have 4 left over to buy. And I like buying the kill ones. We don't have enough. So it looks like I'm going to have to buy. I'll buy him for 3. And that's all I can do. So that is going to get replenished. And I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I get a 7th card because of when I killed him, I get to draw an extra hand. So the next card of the villain deck comes out and is Rodney, the man with the golden gun. The wound mastermind. Put a wound next to it. It gets -1 for each wound it has. So if I can kill him with 5, I get to wound the mastermind. So his 7 would go down to a 6. Take a look at my hand, and I get to draw a card. So now I'm getting an extra card coming into my hand. So I am just going to put my stars up top and my kills in the bottom. And you can see I've only got 3, so that's not going to do me any good here. I need a 4 and a 5, so they're going to keep moving. And here I have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 stars where I can recruit another hero. And I think I'll take this one. Andrea Andrus, why should you trust me? It's going to cost me a 5, so I'll put that into my deck. And I got 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. So I get 6 in my hand. And replenish my Q branch, and we get a new villain coming out. You can see it starts to get a little bit more tense as these villains come out. Next one is Knick-Knack, the man with the golden gun. Reveal the top card of your deck. Knick-Knack is not defeated unless this card has at least one of the red lines on it. So that's not a for sure. If I have 2, I get to turn over 1 of my deck. So here's my hand, my 6 cards. I've got 2, I've got 3 kills and 2 stars. I have a wound, so I'll get rid of that so I can defeat him. So I'm going to try that. And it says I have to reveal the top card of my deck. So this is my top card. If it's got a scratch, I defeat him. If it's not, then he stays there. And it does have a scratch. That goes to my discard pile, and I defeat him. I have 2 stars left over. We have a 4, 3, 3, 5, and a 3, so I can't buy any cards or recruit any cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in my deck. The villain deck is a Master Strike. So for a Master Strike, you're going to take a look at your Mastermind Scaramanga, and it says, put the strike next to Scaramanga. He has +1 for each one. So this is going to go beside him. So to kill him, it's now going to need 8. So he now has 8 in order I want to get rid of him. That makes my life a lot more difficult. And I'm just going to put these at the top, and scratches, or my daughter calls them scratches. I probably shouldn't. I'll call them kills, I guess, or wounds. I get to draw a card, and I only have 1 black symbol, so I don't get any other help. Oh, and when I draw a card, this one allows me to draw another card. And I grabbed that out of the... Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Sorry, folks. I got to grab it out of my deck. So my deck should be here. Now I know what's coming up. And sorry, that was the villain that's coming up next. So I'm going to get 3 stars to help out. So now I'm up to 3, 5, 7. I've only got 1, so I'm not going to kill any villains. I have 7 stars in order to buy or recruit somebody. And I think I'll take the 4 and the 3. So 4 and a 3 is 7. I'll put them in my discard pile. And I'll get my next card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to shuffle my discard pile. I get my 6th card. And the next villain that's going to come out is Recover the Golden Bullet, a duel to the death. If I get success on this, I'm going to gain this card to the top of my deck. So this will go into my hero deck if I can defeat him. I need 5 stars to defeat him. And I have put these at the bottom, these up top. Don't have any doubles on the symbols, so I can't use the special bonuses for those. So I have 1, 2. Oh, each time you fight a mastermind, I get +1. Now, I haven't fought him yet, so I only get 4. That's not enough to do anything here. And in my hero deck, I think I'll buy that for 3. And I have 5 that I can attack with. And I think I will take him and take him out of the game. So that goes into my point system. He's worth 2 points on the point system game. And I'll grab 5 more cards. 6 more cards. 3, 5, 6. And the next villain is going to be a Scheme Twist. So for a Scheme Twist, as I said, starting with you and continuing clockwise, each player gets a wound. So this goes into my pile, and I take a look, and I've got 3. That's not going to be good enough to kill anybody. So that's not going to work. I do have 5, so I can take him and destroy him, and it says with success, gain this card to the top of your deck. So that's going to go to the top of my hero deck, and I'm going to count the next card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to turn over the next villain, and it's a henchman. Fight. When you draw a new hand at the end of the turn, draw an extra card. So if I can defeat him, it's going to take 4 wounds to kill him. Let's see what I got here. I get to draw a card with Mary Goodnight. So I'll take her out, 1 more out of my deck. And I'll put my stars at the top. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I get to draw another card. Draw another card. Oh, but it's a wound, so that's not going to help me. And to recruit, I have 4 stars, 5 stars to recruit. So I think I will have to replenish Q branch. I think I'll take this guy here. So Andres, I'm going to put into my deck. And I only have 2, so I cannot do any damage here with these guys. And I've only got 2 cards, so I need to shuffle my deck again. So you're always reshuffling. It's a deck building game. I'll probably just do a couple more hands. I think you get the general idea. I just want to show you how to play the game. I played this I think 5 times. I beat Goldfinger twice, and I beat Scaramanga once, and I've lost to Scaramanga twice. You also have Casino Royale and GoldenEye are also in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I'll just play one more. And we're going to bring out another one. So Tailboat Chase. Now a chase, play the cop card of the villain deck. Whenever you have a chase card, before I go to play this, everybody moves. So they're going to move one. So that's going to push them out quicker. So I want to get rid of that as quick as I can. I got to replenish Q Branch. And the more I play this game, the more I really, really like this game. And it's a lot of fun once you sort of get the hang of it. So I don't have an extra symbol, but I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's not enough to kill him, so that's not going to work. And on here I have 1, 2, 3, I have 5, so I can get rid of one of these guys. I think I'll take him because, oh, I can't do him anyway, because each space between this and the villain deck goes up more. So this is now 4, 5, 6, 7. Takes 7 to kill him, so I didn't have enough. So I will kill this henchman with my 5, and I'll get 6 more. This might be my last hand. I think you guys are starting to get the hang of it. Super fun game. I really quite enjoy it. I love James Bond, so it's kind of a neat game. My next villain is Duel to the Death. This cannot be completed while there are any henchmen on assignment. So I have no henchmen here. Henchmen would be guys where it says henchman at the top of the card. So I can kill him. If I had a henchman, if this was down, I wouldn't be allowed to kill him. So I'm going to go to my next card. This is probably my last round of cards. I'll go join my wife for a movie. So we have a basic starter. So I have 6 to buy and 3 to fight with. The 3 is not going to do any good, but I can use the 6 here to kill the chase card, which I will and get rid of, which is a huge help. So that is how you play James Bond. Legendary. It's a deck building game. Hope you enjoyed it, you guys, and I'll talk to you later.